Imperfecto here with another knife review. Today I'll be reviewing my Spyderco Lil'Native. This is an S30V textured G10 handles. Has this nice little wire clip right here. The compression lock, which is something that I really like. And it's one of the reasons I purchased this knife, because of the compression lock. And it's a little heavier than the Dragonfly 2. Definitely a lot thicker. But this knife, for me, was just something I purchased because of the locking mechanism. And after having the Dragonfly, I didn't really think that I needed, or I didn't think that I would ever purchase another knife of this size. But I thought, well, you know, I like the compression lock, and on my other knives it's always been very easy to open and close. So I purchased it. I just found that it was probably a little too thick, and of course a little bit heavier than the Dragonfly. And I just, that's one of the things that I just don't want in my suit pants, is to have something that's too heavy or that's too bulky. But I use it, and it is very capable. It's very comfortable in the hand. The only thing is that this blade is just not long enough for me. One of the other problems that I had when I purchased it, and it's just been happening here like within the past maybe year and a half, I guess, is the fact that everything that comes from Spyderco gets loose right away. Like the clip here, or the pivot point, was loose, and so I tightened it up, but now it's like super tight, and I could loosen it up. I just don't want to have this knife to come start getting loose on me again. And then this wire, although this is an awesome pocket clip, it just got very loose. I had to Loctite that, and then I went ahead and Loctited everything else. But if this is the type of knife that you prefer, or this blade length that is a blade length that you prefer, I would suggest this knife, just because of its stoutness. It definitely feels real girthy, feels stronger in your hand than maybe the Dragonfly. The Dragonfly is so light and thin, it almost feels like it's gonna break. I mean, it's a strong knife, but this one has that real girthy, heavy feel to it, kind of like a paramilitary feel to it. And you know, it's more robust, I guess, is the best way to describe it. It does have some texturing here on the top, right here, where the actual lock is, right here. That's about it. One thing about the Dragonfly is the Dragonfly does have like jimping here and texturing down here in the choil, but this one does not. It's very smooth. And I would, if I were to purchase another knife, I probably wouldn't purchase this one. I would just get a Dragonfly. But if you want something that's a little more beefy, then this might be the knife for you. For me, it's probably not. Even though I do like the compression lock, this probably will be the last time I buy a knife of this size, even if it comes in a compression lock. The Delica is probably the best option for individuals that like knives this big, that they don't want something, because if you're getting a knife that's this big, this size, length of blade, there's no sense in buying something that's going to be this heavy, thick, unless that's what you want. You just want something that you feel is more robust. But again, this is an Eric Lesser design, the Sun, and I enjoyed this knife while I did carry it, and I know you will too. I unfortunately don't really care for this knife, or what it can do. It's a nice option for somebody that likes knives of this size, but for me, I can't really recommend this knife to people out there unless you just want to collect, or you appreciate knife blade sizes that are small like this. Imperfecto.